Hi there. I just want to do a few videos for you using the heat transfer paints. I'm going to do them over a series of videos. I've been trying to do it the last few days, but the sun's been streaming in the windows, and so it's getting the timing right so I could do it without so that you could see it really. So I've got a few things to show you, but I'm going to start off before we do anything with just mixing a few of the paints that I'm going to use in the demonstration, just so that you can see how little you use. Right, so here I've got I've got two colours. I've got the blue and the aqua for what I'm going to show you today. And I just want to mix these up first so they've got time to thicken off before we start. So I'm going to hold this as close as I can. So let's do it like that. Let's hold it up. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, right, say 4 drops only into the bottom of my little mixing bowl, shot bottle. Patty gave me these, they're great. Now, along with this, I'm going to be adding some of the thickener, and again, probably just 1, 2, 3 drops only, that's all we need. And then I'm just going to repeat that into this little pot, and this one I'm going to use the aqua. Now I always recommend just giving these a shake, you know, side to side like this. If you've got any settling in the bottom, obviously if you just use from the top you're just going to get a watered down colour, so just give it a little shake side to side. And this one I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, again just 4 drops, that's all we want in there. And again 1, 2, 3, oops, 4 drops in there. So get rid of that. If you have got one of these pipette things, great. If not, you can pour it. You just need very little of it. So I can't find the stirrer, so I'm just going to use like a little cocktail stick just to mix that into my colour. So we do that with the that's the aqua. This is the blue. I should have made note of that, shouldn't I? Really. So that is the blue and that is the aqua. Just help myself out by putting aqua and blue. Right, so while that's doing its thing, I've been busy. I'm not going to show you all these because I think you'd probably drop off, but I just wanted to show you, just see if I've got some of all of them. Yeah, I have. Right, so first of all, this is with the marbling. You know, just showing you that set up the marbling just as we would normally. I haven't got any shaving foam, so I can't show you that, but I might actually show you that at some point again. And what I've done here is, this is towards the end of the marbling, so I've actually just swirled to bring the colour up from underneath to give us a really nice pattern. These are great when you want to choose maybe an area, so you might think, oh, I really like that, die cut this with the die cut shape and use that, or you know, something else from there. This is another marbling one, so I'll go quite fast through the first few marbling ones, but you can see in there you've got some lovely patterns in there which are great to be selective with when you're die cutting. That's another one. This was one of the first that I put in. When I drip them on, I just give it a little light squiggle round in the marbling, and then just continue taking prints and take them again and again and again until it runs out really. I mean, you can get loads and loads and loads of prints, and if you find that if you see here in this corner, this looks like it's you know, maybe quite dull, but when you actually transfer this, you're going to find that all this gorgeous texture and movement and everything shows up. So it's always quite tricky when, you know, people I know will go for the more dramatic looks and think, oh yeah, no, that's really good, and miss out on these, but they do give you a fantastic result. This is you know, just using 2 colours, but again that will give us a really nice result, and that's these are continuing. Now This I wanted to show you because this one, I don't know if you can see it very well on the camera, that's a shame. Let me see if I can hold it that way. What I've done with this one is I've actually got my ruler just before the end of, before it run out. I got my ruler and then I just dragged it down so we've got like more of a directional from up to down, a little, it's picked up here and there. I am going to show you that because that gives out some really nice effects, especially when you transfer it. So there with your marbling, here, I mean it speaks for itself. This is just one that I've painted just with the yellow, just a plain background, because plain backgrounds are really quite important on their own as well. If you can start pattern building and like making strips, you know, you could take strips of this and then add it on and make your own pattern on another piece of paper before you transfer it to your project. Those two. Then I did another one with just green. This is with the lime and the lime and the green together, because these are great if you're maybe putting something like that and using that as a background and then overlapping it with your main design on the top. So, you know, sometimes rather than mix lots of different colours, it's nice to have some more muted ones as well. This one I've used the, let's see how we're going to see that, hopefully you'll be able to see that. Now this is with the leaves, one of my stencils, the lovely leaves here. So what I've done is I've placed the stencil onto the paper, and like I said with my ruler, I've picked up the colour and I've dragged it across, and that picks up and gives you a really nice background with the leaves there. Another really great one for putting on projects is just to use the lids. Use loads of, you know, you could use that upside down. This is the lid of your Craftscope heat transfer paints. That's good as well to print, but we've all got loads and loads of those stamps, and that gives you a really nice funky pattern, great for a teenager. You know, you know, maybe do something on a t-shirt, or with a pillowcase you could have the pillowcase and then just do a strip along the pillowcase, because when that comes out, that's really quite dramatic. And here I've used the red, the yellow, the blue, all the sort of really bright primary colours. So that's a really nice effect. Very easy, you know, just using different types of circle. Here, what I've done is I've used just one of the stamps out of the Such a Card stamp set. Just done that without any background, and just gone ahead and stamped that. That would give you a really nice effect. Again, just using a strip of it or a portion of it, or you know, whatever pattern you built up on there. This is a really nice design. Looks really plain here, but I've used the aqua as a background, and then I've used the blue to just stamp one of the texture stamps. You know, the texture stamps I've got, there's a set of 4, and that's just repeated 4 times on the piece of the sheet of paper, and then that transfers really lovely onto your sheet. I wanted to show you the papers today and what I've done, and then as soon, fingers crossed, as soon as I get my press, then I can go through and do a follow-up video of this where we can all see just how the difference is between this and then when we print them out. This one I've done similarly. I've used the rose stencil here, and then I've just used my ruler and I've scraped that down like you would do in any stencil with texture paste. Only I've used it with the colours there. I will show you how to do these, but I just wanted to cover one at a time. This is another similar one. This time I've used all the 8s and then the roses. So, you know, I've literally put both stencils on the piece of paper before, first, and then I've dragged the colour through. You know, you could use that on its own as a project, part of it as a project, again onto the base of curtains, or like a bit of accent on a tablecloth, placemat, you know, whatever you want to do. These what I want to do as well is Mary. You put a comment down of doing a cushion front, so what I'm going to do is some of these I'm going to be using as the cushion front, and then I'm going to also show you how to do a quilt, you know, like piecing a quilt together. So that will be done as well. Here again, this was I don't know why I've got two of them in there, but this is the leaves with the two greens dragged through to give you that really nice effect. That it does give you a lovely background on its own completely, but you know, don't throw these away either. These would come in really handy, these edge strips, for putting your fabric together and then making your own fabric. Basically, you know, you get your plain white fabric, the world's your oyster. You've got so many options with that, you know, printing off your own fabric, stitching it together, and you've got your own bespoke quilt. This one I've done slightly differently. This one I've used the just sprayed through the stencils, so that's another idea, just using your sprays with your stencils. This again, these are all ideas for the fabric quilt which I'll be showing you, so we'll be chopping these all up and making our own fabric with those. This one again for my own fabric design. I'm going to show you how to do something similar to that today, and something similar to these. So you can imagine all these transferring onto fabric, what a different look you're going to get. So I'll go through these a little bit quicker now. So again, I've used two there. This is from such a card as well, and I've used the stamps that I designed to be overlaid. So we've got the red and the yellow. So I've stamped first with the yellow and then over stamped the swirl with the red, and then here I've used the aqua and the blue with that. Now these are quite exciting. They don't look much on the cards, but these are actually using the jelly plate. So on here you can get some really gorgeous patterns, and it looks nothing there, but you use this, what I'm planning to use it for is to transfer onto the fabric, and then we've got our own almost batik-y style, because I've used like four colours of the heat transfer paints, all on the blue tones. With this one I've used like the lilac. I'll show you the colour chart in a minute actually, but here I've used like 4 different coloured along the cooler tones, and then I've used my pipette just to drop some of that onto the jelly plate, and then just kept taking prints off there until there wasn't anything left. So that's with your blues, and then I've done something similar with more of your warm colours. So again, there's I think 3 on this one. I did 3 different colours. These are great either for the fabrics, so the batik look fabrics, or you can, if you didn't want to do the fabric, you can oh sorry, I'm losing it now. Just selectively cut out with your dies. That's what I mean. So I've done like a few of those. I mean, there's a lot more, but obviously I need quite a lot for the fabrics, but you know, some of them I need quite a lot for the fabrics, but I'm not going to show you every single one. This one again, this is on a jelly plate print. You know, that will give us a gorgeous effect onto fabric. So that's that one, and then we've got another one of the reds, and then finally just a couple of colours on there. If you have a look at the texture you're going to get on that, you can see what sort of fabric you're going to get. I'm really quite excited, you know, when I can do some reveals of these. So today the demonstration I really want to do is the stamping one. So I've got a little spray booth here, a big box, and this is well, my little trolley came, you know, the Deflecto trolley, fantastic. I've been wanting one for ages, but every time I have been in the studio and he's been producing it, so by the time I've got back it's been too late for me to order. So I made the effort this time. I went into the studio and had a look, and I knew it was exactly what I wanted. So I've got that, and then an extra 4 of the units that go on top, so it gets everything brilliant for all your crafty stuff. So I just wanted to tell you that anyway. So in the box, copy of paper, That's all it is, just copy of paper. Pop it in the box, and I'm just going to put a bit of my spray. I can't remember which one I've done in here. I think this is Aqua. Now, this is a large spray bottle. If you have one of the micro sprays, this would probably be much better, because then you can just pop your colour in the bottom. You don't need much just to do the spray, because obviously this one you have to fill up quite a lot. I've only got it up to there, but you know, decanting back and two, you're going to start losing losing out on your ink. So you really want to be I think you want to be frugal with it. I know they go a long way and they are concentrated, but you still don't want to be chucking it down the sink. So if you've got a little micro spray that you can probably put just a little bit in the bottom, that's ideal. If you can leave it in there till you've used it all, great. If not, you can just pop it back into there. So all I'm going to do is get my spray booth. Oops, a daisy. Another bit over there. Right. So let's have a look what we've got. So in there we've just got a light. Sorry, that was a bit silly of me, wasn't it? We've got a light background spraying there, which gives a really nice effect for either your fabric or any project. I'm going to put that aside because I have got one dry here. Put that there. So this is it dried. What I recommend is you just roll it up back, because you find that as it dries, it will dry a bit curly, and we don't really want that. So there's our little piece of paper. Sorry, I'm really not 100% all there today. I've just got an very old plate, and I'm just going to take out some of the ink onto my plate. So just taking a little bit of the ink out onto the plate, and we get our little stamp. So here I've got my stamp. This is the way I do it. You're going to find your own way of doing it. I prefer just to get myself like a little brush, brush onto the stamp, and then randomly put your thing. Now they're quite sticky when you've got the thickener in, so just peel it away sort of easily. I won't do all of these, but you know, I'll just do some, and out of that thing you should get quite a fair few of these. There we are, and just do one more, and then I'll move on to the next. I mean, it's just an idea really. I just want to sort of cover a few of the basics, show you how concentrated it is, how little you're going to use, because I think the biggest thing with these is people are going to start wasting their inks, and I don't want you to do that. You know, although they look small, this is going to go a hell of a long way. So then all I've done there is I've just built up my sheet, and then it's there either for fabric or onto your project. I mean, I think they're ideal for doing onto fabric, or next time I'll be showing you quite a lot of, on my next show on Hachandra, I'll be showing you quite a lot of other projects that you can do, and I will do over the weeks until I go on to Hachandra again, just to show you how many different things you can do. Alright, I'm just going to have a quick drink, sorry. Right, so next, let's see, I've got another piece of this. Now I would be doing this on plain paper, but you can do it on a bit that you've sprayed just to give yourself a bit more interest. Depending on what project or fabric you want to do, sometimes it's nice to have a very subtle background in the, like a subtle look in the background. Sometimes you want it plain white. I just think it's nice just to give it a little break up. So I'm going to get another brush, and this time I'm going to start with my Aqua, and I'll pop let's move these away. Obviously at home it's a lot easier than this. So pop that out onto there, and now we want, right, so yes, I'm going to start off with the base. So just going to give it light coating onto there. There's a hair on there unfortunately, so that's probably going to transfer, but it gives us a bit more texture. So this is the aqua. You can see how nicely they stamp with the heat transfer inks. Just do a couple of these as well, so that just showing you. When you're doing a whole piece of paper, I'd probably suggest maybe using about eight drops or so, and then you can either line these up or, you know, randomly put them on. I said I'd do 2, and here I am doing 3, but never mind. Right, so that's that, and then we'll just do one more there. I always think it's nice as well if you come off the side of the paper as well, you know. But then when you come to do your fabric, you can cut it exactly where you want. You can be very precise of where you want to, what part of the fabric you want to use. I'm just praying, I've got the air conditioning, I'm praying there's enough here to, it's drying out quite a lot in the air conditioning. So this one I'm using the deeper colour because this is what I'm going to be showing through. I should have used red and yellow really, shouldn't I, to show you. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I'm going to just leave it at 1. There we are. So on that one you can see that I've used the aqua underneath, and then I've over stamped that with the blue. Hopefully you can see that it's given you that really nice blue. So when that transfers onto the fabric, you're going to get the 3 layers, you're going to get the background, then you're going to get the very strong aqua stamp, and then you're going to get that lovely blue showing through as well. So that's that. So again with that one, what I'd do is I'd continue along the whole sheet of paper. It gives you a nice big sheet to work on. Depending on your project, I'd probably transfer that all in one go, and then you've got a nice sort of A4 piece of fabric, and then you can decide on your pattern where to cut, go through and work out which other pieces you want to go with it. But I think that's, you know, for making your own bespoke fabrics, when you've got your batiks, you've got another way of doing it is cling film, you know, to get a really nice texture through there. You know, if you want a plain fabric, you can just use one of the colours or a couple of colours. Do some really nice ombre effects with them as well. But all of these things I am going to cover over the time. So, like I said before, if you want anything that you want to see, if you leave it underneath, then I will cover it as soon as I can. So hopefully that's been useful for you today. The last thing I want to do is just show you these little tip with these. There we are. So what I've done here is I've cut out of my black piece of, I've actually used card on here. I shouldn't have done really, I should have used the copier paper as well. Then I've stuck, I've chosen a colour of my marbling. I've been quite selective, and I've just taken the colours out for the roses, so I've done that with that. And then I've done another one with the single bloom. That looks gorgeous on its own. I've got a quick sample I'm going to show you with that, how I've built it up. So that's that. A top tip, if you use card on there, if you use card for your black, and you definitely want the underneath to show through, before you transfer it onto anything, if you just run through your die cutting machine just with your regular plates, no dye, nothing, you just run it through just to pressurise that, and then that will do that. So this is one of the mugs I did on the show. I'm going to hide that to show you how I've done this. So what I've got is I've got a green marbling at the background, then I've got the rose that I just showed you and showed how I did. Now this was done on card as well, the black's in card and then copier paper behind, so I ran that just through my die cutting machine just to compress it. I've put, using the retro alphabet, I've put none there, and then that's how it's transferred out onto the mug. So if I just show you the difference in colours there, and you can just see how gorgeous, what a lovely effect you get. I mean, that green on its own looks really quite stunning, I think. and you know, they're really vibrant when they're transferred. The rose especially, you know, if you look how, so I could do without four hands, and I've just realised Monkey hasn't come in either. There, so I mean that's the difference from the more of a dull looking paint on your copier paper to just how vibrant it is on the mug itself. So that's that, and here's a few other ideas that I've done. I just used a matting and layering technique on this one, where just used a marble background. I've used the leaves, stenciled leaves there, and then this is copier paper cut with the Lady Marjorie swag, and then that put on a mug which I haven't got. In fact, I think one of our lucky viewers had it won the mug on that one, and then I know definitely one of you lot won the We Love a Chanda mug. I mean, I really liked that. Another great thing you can do with the black is to actually add yourself a drop shadow, which I did with that one there. And never throw any of these away. These come in really handy. You could use it as a whole, or put it into scrapbooking. Never chuck any of this away. You will get a second print on it. Will be a lot less vibrant than the first one, but you know, it's worth hanging on to all of those. None of it's wasted at all. So that's all I've got to cover today, and I promise you I'll do some more videos very soon, and share a lot more with you with the heat transfer paints and with my Craftscope products as well. Alright then, so leave your comments below if you've got anything you'd like to say or anything you want to see, and I'll see you very soon. Alright then, thank you, bye.